This is Shalimar Steinberg, and this morning I am talking about using blocks from the ADCENTER in AutoCAD. Alright, so in order to use a block from the ADCENTER, we're going to type ADCENTER. It used to be located under Insert, but it is no longer found there, so you have to actually type in the command. And when you get to ADC, it'll pop up as an option. Now, it's important that you do not scroll on this or you're going to lose where you're supposed to find. You're looking for ENUS, but if you look, you'll find that it's called the same thing somewhere else. So you want to be under Sample in the folder list, and then ENUS, and then Design Center. And there you see all the different little libraries that there are. And I'm going to pause this for just a second. Alright, here we go. So once you're in the Design Center, you can go to any of the libraries that you want. There are ones for things like electronic symbols, and you can click on blocks, and it shows you a lot of the symbols that you might use in doing a schematic. There are ones for integrated circuits, fasteners, hydraulics, for anybody who's taking the hydraulics class. There's House Designer and Home Space Planner. They're specifically like kitchens and landscaping. So for the assignment that we're doing, the Home Space Planner ones may be useful. These are furniture pieces, for example. And then once you find one that you like and you want to insert, you can just drag it off the screen onto the screen, or you can double click on it and it will give you some options for the insertion. So you can go, for example, if I want to put in a bed here, I can double click on it, and then it allows me to specify the insertion point and say what scale I want it to come in at, and whether I want it to explode, etc. Then I say OK, and I might have to drag this off to the side a little bit to get it out of the way, and then I just click on the screen where I want the object placed. And it comes in, if I were to then do a quick dimension of this, it comes in at 1:1 scale at the real size of a bed, for example. So it is 80 inches in height, and it's probably going to be 50-something inches in width for like a single or a double bed. And so that lets you know what scale approximately you're bringing the objects in at. So if your house was huge and you were making some kind of monster thing, you'd scale them up. Or if you were, designing a dollhouse and this was going to be tiny furniture, you would scale them way down in order to fit inside your actual dollhouse, for example. So again, I could type ADCENTER to get back there. And it's going to leave the same one open that I left on if I haven't closed the program. Let's just look at a couple of the other ones really quick. So we've got kitchens, for example. This is going to have faucets, sinks, microwaves, etc. There's even a whole kitchenette layout that you can bring in as one object. So if I were to bring this one in, again, this is how I can just drag it onto the screen instead. Then it's going to have a linoleum floor, a 4-burner stove, a double sink already in place. So that's one block that you could bring in, or you can bring the individual components in and place them where you want to. There's also ones, like I said, for things like landscaping. So trees, hot tubs, benches for parks, all this kind of stuff. So this is where you locate your objects and bring them in. Now, if we are instead drawing our own object, so say I'm drawing my own version of a bed, pillows maybe. Okay, and now I want to turn this into a block. I would do either the B command to make an internal block, or a W command, and then I'm going to tell it, use objects. I'm going to pick a base point. I'm just going to pick a corner so that I know where it's coming in from. I'm going to tell it to delete from drawing the original one, and I'm going to tell it where to save. So I want it to save in my L number, and I would probably start a file specifically for blocks, and then I would name that block, for example, like queen bed, and save it. Now I have the file path and everything that I need. Then I can say OK, and oh, I have to select my objects. So I'm going to select my objects and hit enter, and now I can save it. So now, if I go to Insert and Insert, I can go to More Options here, and I can go to where I saved it, and then look for that block, queenbed.dwg, and say Open, and I can tell it, specify it on screen, and I can tell it what scale I want it to come in at, etc., and then place it wherever I want in the drawing. Okay.